Welcome, friends. Today, we are starting a new week in our 40-day program, Personal Resilience and Peak Performance. For those who are joining new today, which is the second part of the program, Crystal, you can go back to our YouTube channel, the CEO YouTube channel, and understand some of the concepts that we discussed in the previous 3 weeks. In the first week, we understood the basic science behind meditation. What is meditation and concepts behind it. In the second week, we learned about how meditation helps our health, physical health, energy. In the third week, we understood the concepts of manifestation. So this week, we'll understand more about emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? Science behind emotional intelligence. My name is Rakesh Jalmane. When I started my meditation practice, I was a technologist. I was a delivery director in a technology services company. And I had a fairly successful career. I thought I had done everything that I wanted. And I was living, I was not expecting anything. So when I got into meditation, I didn't come with any expectation. I was not looking for anything. Looking back, that was probably for the best. However, about 3-4 weeks down the line, I realized I was living so unconsciously. I realized there is a whole new world of the way we are living, the way I was living. So meditation completely transformed the way I work with people, my relationships. Obviously, it helped significantly with my health, but it also transformed my relationship. So this week we'll understand how meditation helps our relationship. Emotional intelligence is predominantly about relationship. They say intelligent quotient will get you IQ, or the intelligence knowledge will get you hired, while EQ will get you promoted. So when I first heard about it, it made so much sense. People who've been working, you would have heard a lot about soft skills. While intelligence will get you to some extent, if you studied people who have grown, who have become successful in their careers, it's also because the way they have been able to build that relationship with the people, build relationship with the teams, but also success in your relationship at family, right? Also is because how you have built the relationship. So to a large extent, Emotional intelligence is about building relationships. We hear so much about soft skills, focus on soft skills. Soft skills is nothing but our emotional maturity, how we work with people. So we'll understand the science behind the EQ. So this week, when we hear about emotional intelligence is built around 5 concepts, or the 5 pillars of emotional intelligence. We'll understand about it. The self-awareness, self-expression, inspiration, empathy, and engagement. So when we become good in all these 5 areas, our relationships improve. Self-awareness is knowing ourselves, understanding ourselves, not judging ourselves based on what others tell us, but clearly understand who we are and what we bring to the relationship. Self-expression is all about expressing ourselves in the right manner, not being afraid to express our emotions, our feelings, thoughts, without any judgment and in the right manner. And with meditation, we also get inspired. And when we get inspired, we inspire others. We also build empathy. Empathy, we understand, is not just about feeling sorry for others. Empathy is when we truly understand the other's point of view. We also understand that everybody is here for an experience. So we understand and then engage. So friends, we'll understand deeper into these concepts. But it all starts with the knowledge or understanding. So when I started my meditation journey, before that, I always thought in my relationships, others have to change. Any altercations, any frustrations in relationships, either at home, at work, I always blamed others. I always thought my boss has to change, my peers have to change, my family members have to change. Because of them, I'm not able to experience good relationship. However, with meditation, I started realizing the change starts with me. So we'll understand today the concept of learning, doing, and being. for me to get into that understanding of that the change has to happen from me came with a knowledge. When I started reading about Awakened Family, for example, a book called Awakened Family, I understood others are there as a mirror to us. We learn from others of what we have to do, act, our behaviors. The concept of 7 unseen mirrors, when I learned about it, it changed my life. Changed the way I thought about relationship. So knowledge is a precursor to an experience. So for us to change or enhance our relationship, especially, right, this learning, doing, being, or knowledge is important for everything else, right? Any change in any aspect, but especially on the emotional intelligence, because at least for me, emotional intelligence always thought it's, that's who we are. I never thought that, we can change. So knowledge is a precursor to our experience. So, and for us to change and enhance our relationship, we'll understand this concept of learning, doing, and being, the science behind learning and doing and being. The more we learn, we practice, and we become. So, but it all starts with meditation. Meditation helps us to completely bring that inner chatter down. Most of our living, when I said that I was living unconsciously, because I was not self-aware, because there were too many things, thoughts going on in my mind, that I could not recognize that this is how I was behaving. So meditation, friends, will help us bring that inner chatter completely down. We bring ourselves completely to the present moment. So we'll get into the practice of meditation. And once the meditation is over, we'll understand the science about learning, doing, and being. Right? So we practice what is called, for those of you who are new, we practice what is called as anapanasati, or a breath mindfulness meditation. It's a simple technique where we completely bring our thoughts down by observing a simple breath. Breath is always with us. And we use this observation of breath to naturally bring down our thoughts. So the posture is very simple. We sit comfortably, either on a chair or on the floor, as you're seeing in the screen. We close our eyes and clasp our fingers into fingers. Cross our legs at the ankle if you're sitting. And then we observe our breath. We observe the breath going in and coming out. And as we continue to observe the breath, our thoughts will naturally come down. It's fine if you are especially new beginners. If you are getting thoughts, it's perfectly fine. The moment you recognize that you are getting thoughts, you come back to the breath. And we practice this process. Again, the learning, doing, being. The more we practice this, the better we'll become. And it's a process, again, at training our mind, right? So friends will practice this anapanasati. And we'll all relax, right? So let's relax. And I'll play music, guided music. Close our eyes, relax. Scan the body from head to toe. And as we are relaxing, we start observing our breath.
Dear friends, keep your hands on your chest area. With your eyes closed, rest your attention on your breath and on your sacred heart. Take a slow, long, relaxing breath. Can you feel your beautiful heart with that breath energy? Breathe more. And feel your sacred heart, which is the seat of all emotions. Which is binding, which is expanding all life with its love energy, with its gratitude energy. Feel the love, the gratitude inside your beautiful heart. Relive a moment from your life of love, of gratitude. Can you feel more of that love energy? Of that gratitude energy? And allow to expand your heart center. all connected. Deep inside, we are specks of energy connected with each other. Yet we are here for our own experience of life. Our experiences are multiplied more and more as we become one with everything and everybody more and more. That is the nature of the reality. Love, gratitude, compassion, appreciation, adventure are all the ways to become one with everybody again. Feel the love energy inside your beautiful heart and radiate that energy onto every corner of this planet Earth. Where your attention goes, there the energy flows, dear friend. Friends, let's go into breath mindfulness meditation with your fingers into fingers. Rest your hands comfortably in your lap. And observe your normal, natural in breath and the out breath. With your eyes closed, fingers into fingers, rest your hands comfortably in your lap. And observe your normal, natural in breath and the out breath in this meditation. Be with your breath. Become one with that in breath and the out breath. Our initial goal of this meditation, dear friends, is to empty our mind of all thoughts. And slowly and slowly we merge into that emptiness. That we really are. Be with your breath. And as you are with the breath, notice your breath may be getting lighter. Allow yourself to be with the lighter and shallow in breath and the out breath, dear friends. It is natural to have thoughts, but when you recognize, come back to gently observing your breath. As you observe the breath, allow yourself to slowly become empty of all thoughts in your mind. And as the mind is becoming empty, can you feel that emptiness inside your body? Can you feel any sensations in your body as you are becoming one with your breath? one with your breath and allow yourself to become totally empty of all thoughts in your mind. As your mind is empty, observe any sensations in your body. Everything that happens in meditation is absolutely safe. As we withdraw our attention from all the thoughts, we're withdrawing our observation of the matter, our body and our life. And we start experiencing that emptiness and energy in many, many ways. As you are becoming one with your breath, can you feel that emptiness inside your body? Can you sense energies in any part of your body? Every time you recognize you are with your body, you are with your life, I want you to gently go back to observing your breath and allow yourself to slowly, slowly become empty of all thoughts. And as you are merging into your breath, can you become aware of the emptiness inside you, all around your body, occupying your room, the more you let go, the more you can become one with that emptiness inside you, all around you. Allow yourself to go into the infinite depths of that emptiness, spreading far and wide, beyond your room, into the edges of this universe. We are less matter and more emptiness energy. Stay aware of that emptiness where there is no body, where there is no thing, where there's no place and no time. Become aware of that emptiness on your left side. Become aware of that void, that blackness, that emptiness, whatever that may be, on your right side. That's quantum energy field. All emptiness is energy. Connected as a singular field with infinite possibilities and opportunities. Everything we have ever experienced or will experience is here in the form of energy, waiting to happen into a physical reality. The longer we stay in this field as no body, as no thing, the more possibilities we receive into our life. Stay aware of that emptiness and of that energy. As no body, allow yourself to go deeper and deeper into that emptiness inside you, all around you, where everything is connected to everything else. And experience your wholeness again, receive your divine self. Friends, it's time to express gratitude. Gratitude for living a beautiful life. Can you be grateful to your parents for giving us this intelligent connection to the universe? Be grateful to your teachers and mentors for expanding our wisdom and making us to be what we are today. Be grateful to all your family, your friends, your colleagues, relatives, partners, for being those beautiful mirrors and helping us learn so many things. For everything we are, in most cases, is a reflection into the other. Be grateful to this grand nature, to the places we go, the things we use, our governments, the companies and systems that support us. Be grateful to yourself for caring for you, for caring for others. Be grateful to this intelligent universe or the quantum field for allowing us to experience so much more in this life. Gratitude is the high state of receivership. Relax your body. Feel your body. Relax yourself and let the autonomous nervous system repair the body. And as you relax, recollect your experience from the session. How did you feel? What did you see? And what did you experience? And whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds to circulate the energy back into your body, and then open your eyes.
Okay, welcome back. Oops. I hope you had a wonderful session. So as we relax, this is something that I recently heard. There is no awakened person. There is only awakened activity. Even Dalai Lama continue to learn and change. So we do that through process of learning. And the more we learn, the more we practice. So let's understand the process of this learning and doing and being. Right? So the more we learn, the more we practice, and the more we become. Yes. So our brain, we have three parts. This portion is called the neocortex, or the thinking brain. This is the largest in human species compared to other parts. And this is responsible for most of our abstract thought, logic. Is also a portion of the brain where we get our sensory inputs. This part of the brain, what makes us humans. We are not in the mode of survival alone. We have the process of creation, and that happens predominantly through neocortex. The second part, called the limbic system, the yellow portion here, is where most of our long-term memory and emotions are stored. It has something called amygdala and hippocampus. Amygdala is where the emotions, responsible for emotions, and hippocampus is for the long-term memory. And there's a small part of the brain called the reptilian complex, which is attached to the stem of the brain. Is the being brain, or the, in the spiritual parlance, unconscious brain, which it is responsible for most of our autonomous functions, the way we breathe, all our metabolic functions. The part of the brain that gets activated when we are in the survival mode. So the neocortex, as we get inputs, stimulus from our senses, or the thoughts that we get, that invokes some of the memories, long-term memories in the doing brain. So the long-term memory, let's say you had somebody, in office, they give a feedback for something that your boss, for example, has given you a feedback on your presentation in front of everybody. Now that can invoke a certain emotion. That emotion is predominantly based on your past experience. Earlier in your childhood, let's say you spoke in a debate, and if you get laughed at, now your boss giving you feedback could suddenly bring that emotion back, that memory. And most of us, before we get into meditation, we unconsciously repeat that. So that emotion will lead to thoughts that will invoke those emotions. And this process gets repeated. And the more we repeat that thoughts, that similar thoughts, it becomes stronger and stronger. And it becomes a long-term memory, and it forms a belief systems in you. So for us to learn and become, the more we repeat, it becomes a habit, and it goes into our deeper memory, and we start practicing it. It's like learning driving. Initially, you have to put effort. You have to consciously start looking at how you are pressing your leg, what part, whether your accelerations, your braking, how you are holding your hand. You have to consciously do it. And as you practice, it becomes very natural to you. So let's understand a bit more about the neuroscience and how this practice works in our brain. So our human brain, which is essentially what helps us with all our activities, and which is essentially the mind, is formed of billions of neurons. Neurons are tiny cells, like cells of the body. The cells in the brain is called neurons. We have 100 billions of them, hundreds and billions of neurons. So each of those neurons, they get activated whenever there is a thought, whenever there is a stimulus. And when they get stimulated, they connect with other neurons. As you can see here, it's the more connections it forms, the more memory you have. So each neuron can connect anywhere from 40,000 to 100,000 neurons. So each of these neurons, as you can see in the enlarged picture, it is actually an electrical impulse. So learning is about making this connection. The stronger the memory, so the stronger this connection, stronger is a memory. So we learn in multiple ways. So when we read text, for example, when we read a book, or when we see some text, we learn. Let's say you think you enjoy going to a beach, right? So, and beaches are great. So now when you learn that, when you read that text, memory is formed. Suppose that text is associated with a picture of, let's say, a beach in Goa. Serene, calm picture of a beach. Now that picture will form a lot more connections in your brain. So your memory is stronger, and whenever you see similar pictures, you suddenly remember the text. The beaches are great. Suppose you have actually visited a beach and you have experienced and enjoyed a lot visiting that beach. So whenever you see a picture of a beach, you suddenly remember that experience, and you are much more stronger because you have feelings attached to it. It's very easy to recollect. You don't forget that experience or feeling or that beaches are great. It is also that you have assigned a feeling to that sentence that beaches are great. So friends, what this essentially means that when we attach feelings, experiences, and pictures, our memory becomes stronger and stronger. So how is this relevant from emotional intelligence point of view? So in the example that I shared earlier, when a boss gave you a feedback, the experience that you had as a child, as a youngster, predominantly determines how you react to it. If you had a great experience presenting and somebody gave feedback and you had an assigned a meaning that that process of feedback is for your learning, when your boss shares that feedback, you become open to learning. However, if you had a very bad experience and you felt shame, guilt earlier, and you had multiple such experiences, when your boss gives that feedback, suddenly those emotions come up and you start thinking your boss is bad. How can he say that? I've spent so much effort putting into this presentation. How can he dismiss just like that? So the same event, same stimulus can give you multiple reactions. Now, the second instance does not help you. But if you are in that first instance, if your experience has been great about taking feedback, you continue to learn. And your relationship with your boss will only improve because you start acting with more learning. You change, you start doing things differently. However, if your experience had been bad and you start thinking your boss is bad, next time you go into a meeting with the same person, you start thinking, even before he opens his mouth, you start wondering, what is he going to tell me today? It might even happen that while you're making a presentation itself, you'll start thinking, hey, your boss, what is he going to say? So we start our action even before, or we start our reaction even before the event happens. So with meditation, so how is this helping us? How meditation helps us in this whole learning, doing, being process? So with meditation, we no longer are unconscious. We understand and we are fully aware of what our reactions are, what our feelings are. We stop assigning meanings to the information that we receive. We start being fully present and not look at the past as a guide to how we react. And the more we do it, our relationships become better. Especially when we are with close family. I experienced this. I said, before meditation, I always thought other person has to change. People around me have to change for a better relationship. My boss had to behave differently. Now, with meditation, I suddenly became aware. And as I got more information about Ascend mirrors, about when I read the book Awakened Family, the new knowledge helped me change how I reacted. The information was there, but I was also aware when I was interacting with others, my feelings. And I had a choice. I realized I had a choice that I can make a change in how I'm reacting because I understood more. So with meditation, friends, we learn more. We learned about it in the second week. Our memory power increases. Our learning ability improves. And the more we learn, the more we become aware. We have the innate ability to change how we deal or work with people. So thank you, friends. Chandra, you want to add?
Thanks, Rakesh. Learning, doing, being is one of the most
important concepts to understand to change a mindset. If he knew that every time I experience something, and every time I repeat something, then it is becoming stronger as a response back. Next time I have a stimulus, like that feedback discussion, then we would also be conscious to not go back and then say this, narrate the stories to your people, friends, are conscious of taking in such stories from other friends when they had their conversations. They're going to tell that my boss, I had a feedback today, it was really bad. He was too biased. We're going to have the conversation. We're going to recollect past ones. But the more we recollect, the more we are hurting ourselves. We are doing disservice to ourselves. Now, what is the way to change? The change is learning. So learning, doing, being. So suppose you start learning, you suddenly went to a conference and said, hey, you know what? People who have always actually asked for feedback. The research shows that those who ask for feedback actually have progressed in their career by 60% more, but who have asked for feedback and who always taken the feedback for their good. And you go to a conference and something you learn. And you learn some stories around it, those who have actually done it. And so every time you learn something new like that, it is there. Now, when you regularly meditate, that learning is getting stronger because the more you learn, that's why we're learning, right? The more you learn at a conference, you read in a book, that now every situation you have something to learn, so don't take personally. Everything is for your own good, so don't take it personally. Reading a book, so you don't take it personally. So all these things you start understanding. And so next time you have a conversation about a feedback, you have two choices of response. One is to pull back go into your old memory, or another is to pick from the new learning, which says that feedback is good. Sometimes people are not good at giving the feedback, but it's still good for you. Critics are good because they're bringing the best in us. They may not know how to express it, but they're good. So you have this understanding. So you have both the responses to choose. One, to go back and start giving a meaning and saying this guy ought to exploit you or ought to really put you down, take all the credit or whichever way. And here is another one saying, okay, this is good for you. So let's just take it without any lens. Take it as it is, because that's our new response that you are learning because you are going to this conference and reading these books. Both are there to pick. Now, meditation, when you regularly meditate, dear friends, meditation is bringing that positive response also up into the thought. You have the past one, which is conditioned response is there, but meditation is also pulling this. Suddenly there is a spark that is coming in and saying, look, don't try to analyze and then go back in the way you react in the past, but think of another alternate way. You have an alternate way now. Every feedback is good for you. All critics are good for you. They're there to bring the best in you. So that is the opportunity we have. Because meditation is constantly, one side is deprogramming the past, it is weakening the past circuit, and then it's strengthening the new circuits that you're learning and repeating. So if you are learning constantly, self-development books, you read books of Robin Sharma, a lot of corporate wisdom is there in them. Dale Goldman, emotional intelligence is there. You read the book of Dale Goldman. You read Scott Peck, lots of his Harvard professor, very nice understanding about emotional regulation. So when you read these, then your understanding about interactions is strengthening, and so then this becomes stronger response, and then the older memory becomes weaker with meditation. So suddenly the spark comes that, okay, so I have a different way of responding, and as a result, dear friends, next time when you have a review mechanism, even if the person is not able to communicate in a simple, plain, comforting words, but you will approach that incident differently, because you approach and say, this is for my good. And so you start learning from it. You start taking it unbiasedly without trying to color it with the past experience. So on one side, so it is meditation. It is only meditation. It is meditation is giving us to be in the spontaneously in the present moment, take what is important. So it is bubbling up with the responses. Before meditation, we're completely taken over by the subconscious program. We don't have control. Now with meditation, subconscious is weakened of the past. Instead, we put in a new program about new of taking feedback. And so learning, doing, being is telling us that we continue to learn the right things. And when you learn the right things, since most of our experiences are dealing with people, and that's about emotional regulation, emotional intelligence, most of our experience, of course, we learn from places too, no doubt about it, right? We learn a lot from the places. If you're going to Bangalore and New York downtown, you will learn a lot. If you're coming from a small town and you're going to these big cities, you will learn a lot suddenly about the traffic, the way people behave, the way things are, the way auto drivers or cabs operate. Everything is different, right? We learn and get influenced to the places, but people is where most of our experiences are. And so the emotional intelligence improves with meditation, but we must learn maximum, learn the right stuff. And then we slowly reprogram and we start behaving differently with people. So this anchors this concept of learning, doing, being is very important for us to change completely to be improve our relationship. And 99% in the SCN mirrors, which the first mirror is mirror of present moment awareness, second is mirror of judgment. That's it. These two mirrors translate to 99% of our relationships. They define our relationships. What is in my mind at given moment? Mirror of present moment awareness, which is causing that kind of experience with a person. What is there in my mind is causing that kind of experience. I'm attracting it. Oh, this person today is going to give me feedback. It's going to be worse than last time. Or I don't think it's going to be good because it's not at all ever concerning to me, ever concerned about me. That's the thought we go in, and that's what we experience. So thank you, friends. The summary is that we have to learn. We have to read. We have to read right books. Wednesday, this week we'll understand foundation of this learning, doing, being is important as basis for us to avoid reliving experiences that really do not add value to us. We become so impeccable in our thinking that we have to constantly check and check and check when I'm repeating something, when I'm listening to somebody, what are they putting into my ears? Is it helping me or is it just going to color me more onto the negative side? We got to really be conscious about it and then take a brave step and then walk away if required from there because it's of no use to us. We have to avoid that stimulus because otherwise we are doing disservice to us. So that's something we have to constantly do. We have to increase our awareness. A lot of times casually we talk about things, casually. That casually talking some past experience, oh, you know what, last time I just had so difficult time. It has no value to them, but it is doing a lot of disservice to us because we are repeating with a feeling, and so we strengthen the circuit. With meditation, is trying to weaken, and we're strengthening. This is where when we make friends, and then they help, because in our conversations, when we make meditation friends, they help. In our conversations, we forget, they can point and say, they can readily point. And they'll give you the feedback. You will not take it in differently. And then say, hey, check on your words. Why are you thinking that way? So that really helps us to get better. We must have at least a few friends we walk our journey together with meditation. So they understand that concepts. And so they can give you that feedback. They can help. So Wednesday and the rest of the week, we'll understand this whole concept. Emotional intelligence is dealing us with self-awareness, expression. We become empathetic. We are inspiring people and we have become natural leaders. All of this is around emotional intelligence, is magnifying our experience. So we learn all of that, and very, very important for corporate world, particularly. You know that. Yes, Lakshmi madam.
So friends, as we are in the midway of the 6-week journey, we have sent the second self-assessment form to all the participants. So it will help us understand the shift in our awareness, how we have changed our thought process. Not simple self-assessment. So it is just not for the participants who have opted for certification, but it is open for all. So I request all of you to kindly spend some time and fill the assessment form. Thank you.
Mridula madam.
Hi, Chandra.
Yes.
Good morning. It's a good education experience with first time Rakesh today. So I was listening to, it's so amazing that you're talking about it, because all weekend I'm thinking, how come I'm reacting this way? I am a very much a perfectionist and anything that's off a little bit, I internalize it and I think about it, I ponder, I ruminate. But then through meditation, this week, I changed a little bit. I rarely get any negative feedback. Rarely, I mean, like it's nil. And when I get it, I tend to overreact. And in the past, I did overreact. But this time, when I did get that, I looked at it and I realized that some of it is because the other person's perception of what they think it should be. It's not necessarily what I have done. And the response is like that. So I looked at some of the responses and I thought about it for a minute. And then I was going back into my original thought process. Then I took a breath and I thought, no, this isn't, I'm not going back there. I'm going to look at this and think about it for a minute, ponder a minute and revisit it, in a few days and take another look. But in my past, I would have thought about it like every minute. Why did this person, say this way? Why did this happen this way? Now I realize it's not about me really. It's something that they perceive that to be. And it's not like a end of the world and I can change it. So I just wanted to, it did change a lot, the meditation, because I was able to take a breath and realize that how I was reacting in the past was my past experience. It has nothing to do with the present. My emotional, whatever that was. So that changed a lot for me through meditation. When you're saying that, I just thought, oh my gosh, I did change a lot to that how I take the feedback.
Wonderful, Mridula. So that's a great example. Now here is the thing, right? So now let's just go one step further on it. So you got a feedback. First of all, congratulate you. You're brave to say, I got a feedback that's not that positive. Perfect, right? You're brave to say that in front of us. It happens all the time for various reasons. Now, a true meditator, we always recognize that it could be, now we attract, everything we attract in our life is based on our thought and feeling. Right?
Yes.
We are attracting based on how we thought. So it could have been a representation, a reflection of how you might have thought about it, leading to this feedback in the last, say, 2 months or whatever. Hey, these guys are not thinking right about me. So what's going to come here could not be right thing. If you have had a memory in internal dialogue like that, so then that could reflect here, right? One possibility. You said is their perception of you, right? That means that these guys are not necessarily understanding you in the right way, right? It is possible because they may not be meditators at all. So there is always a biased mind possible. Now, we have a choice. Now, we also have to check on ourselves. Did we ever reflect like that, that they are not understanding and hence it's going to be this way? If we also participated in the process of experiencing it because we kept increasing that energy for it, is something for us to check. A lot of times it happens, right? Something for us to check. The more we think that way, that's what we attract, right? And no matter, even if you have indications along the way, because in your regular interactions and I keep giving comments, and before you come to your final feedback, now you know that it is going potentially the other way, but we always want the best thing for us. So we should be having the right memory, inner dialogue for ourselves. And in spite of that, if you still get it, then you understand it, then you have your options next to stay, to not, to talk about it, to invite that person in a appropriate way to educate, right? So everything is our creation to a great level. Now you care to correct or not correct is up to us. But we recognize that everything is our creation. Right?
Yes, Chandra, but this one I do have to respond. I have to respond, but I guess in my past I would have reacted equally in kind, but now I'm going to sit and respond in a way, whatever they might need, however they decided to give that feedback, because the feedback can be, doesn't have to be how it came across. It could be very, I don't want to use the word nurturing. It could have been a very different kind of feedback. This was kind of, there's kind of a meanness about it. So, it was kind of like hostility about it. The feedback could have come in a different way, but it didn't. But now it came this way. If without the meditation experience, I would have reacted. I would have reacted equally mean or hostile, probably. But now they need an answer of certain thing. They didn't like my response. Now, after, thinking and putting it to rest, I'm going to respond what they need, actually, not respond in the hostility that they gave me. Does that make sense?
Yes.
They need something,
Absolutely.
but instead of sending me the message in a good way, whoever it was decided to send it in a mean, hostile way. So probably a year ago, or maybe even, before, actually, it's all your sessions. I love them so much because they practically help me, even with all the meditation, the conversations that you all do on the Buddha CEO, because it helps the work environment. So now, when I respond next week, I'm not going to be equally hostile or mean, or I'm just they need something. So I'm going to give them what they need stepwise, in a more kinder way.
Important. Yes, please do have that conversation because basically what I'm trying to say is that if somebody formed a perception of us, there's a possibility that we have, through our thought process, created it. When we recognize our creation, so now we go and say, what is the way? How can I go down to their level to explain to them in a way they understand my situation, which is how our meditation is slowing us down to be that, right? So you go into their level to explain to them in a way they understand it. You're going to try it a first time, a second time, and a third time, right? And so these are important, and we're going to try that. So everything is a creation of ours. Maybe this would have been corrected if we are very aware, say 3 months before, where the events are leading to it. So if we're aware, the situation would have been presented. So we would think that way, right? So 2-3 events before that were led to this, and so they would have been fully aware. We would have actually gotten that perception to be corrected then, right? Because everything is about having that balance of balance of how we carry ourselves, balance of how we respond, communicate, and everything, right? Even how we think. But in our mind, and when it comes to this stage, we go back and you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing.
Exactly, Chandra. I also thought, how come it was perceived that way? How could I have done this differently? These thoughts wouldn't have come before. I would have thought before, how can they say that to me? I'm so perfect, But now I think, okay, so the first thing is not to react. The second thing is I'm going to not respond in the same kind of manner that was sent to me. The third thing is I did think, did I not answer this properly when I submitted this? So how could I have changed it? And I realized probably I wouldn't have, but if that's the case, then I just have to submit it in a different way. But yeah, so this conversation, it's so strange because I just looked at the stuff on Thursday and Friday, and here you're talking about it today. So I just had to share. So
wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Mridula. Thank you, friends. Wonderful. Keep learning something. So we'll see you back tomorrow again at 6 a.m. Tomorrow is Enlightenment Hour. So a lot to learn for the week. See you all.